Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I've been neglecting my YouTube channel a little bit just because I've been trying to grow my Instagram, and then I was obsessed with TikTok for a little bit. I feel like it goes in waves. Like I'm obsessed with Instagram, then I'm obsessed with TikTok, then I just post on YouTube. But I wanted to post a video because I think it's been over like a month. We're just gonna have a little chit chat while I drink my pre-workout before I go to the gym. While I'm at the gym, I'm gonna drink my pre-workout before I go inside the gym. I'm gonna film my leg day. I'm doing a leg workout from Brett Contreras. I think that's how you say his last name. He's the glute guy. He's like all over Instagram. But yeah, so I'm gonna try one of his workouts. I feel like I get stagnant in my workouts. Like I always do the same thing. So it's always fun to switch it up and do someone else's programs. So that's what I'm gonna do today. This is the raw pump pre-workout non-stim. I'll have it like everything linked in the description. It's my favorite pre-workout. I've always tried new ones. I'm always trying to see different ones. I love trying new supplements and stuff, but this is always my tried and true. It gives me the cleanest pump with the cleanest energy. It doesn't give me a crash. It doesn't give me jitters, and it tastes pretty good. And I also mix it with my creatine. I also try new creatines a lot. I feel like a lot of companies send me them. So I was trying a different one. It honestly made me so tired. I think because it had iron and stuff in it. I don't know. But I was trying this other creatine. It was making me so tired. I would mix it with this and I would be yawning throughout all my workouts. My tried and true is the Dr. Tasani creatine. I'll also have it linked. So I mix a scoop of the creatine, a scoop of the pre-workout, and then that's what I have before I work out. Also, if you guys didn't know, I have an 8-week lower body guide. It's all for building your glutes and shaping your legs. There's 4 workouts per week. It's 3 lower body plus 1 HIIT/cardio day. But I also dropped a new guide. It's an 8-week mommy to mamacita workout guide. So it has all postpartum safe exercises. The majority of the exercises are stuff that I did right after I had both of my kids. So a lot of diastasis recti safe core exercises. It's a home-based program. So you only need dumbbells, a mat, and then like a sturdy platform to do step-ups and things like that. This is amazing for overall fat loss. If you don't really care about growing your glutes or shaping your lower half, that's fine. This is overall fat loss to shape and tone your body. I also get a lot of questions on Instagram if I'm having another baby. I have 2 kids right now. Baby number 3, I feel like my fiance and I go back and forth so many times over if we should have another baby. Not right now. Like, having a newborn is just so hard in every single aspect of your life. And I feel like the more kids you have, the harder it becomes. Maybe if your kids are older, it could be like a little easier because they're kind of like doing their own thing. But when I had my daughter, my son was 13 months old. I had a very traumatic birth with my daughter. She was born not breathing. She was gray. Her body was completely limp. They only put her on my chest for like 15 seconds. And then they were like, we have to take her to the NICU like right now. So I had to leave the hospital without her. I was pumping, around the clock at home and then bringing her the milk. Like, it was crazy. I felt like I was not myself for so long after she was born. She was only in the NICU for 8 days, and thank God, like, she's fine. But it was just so hard, like, mentally, physically, emotionally, like, every single aspect of your life changes. And I felt so overwhelmed. I had postpartum depression because I had a colicky baby. She was also colic. I didn't have a great milk supply, I think because I was so stressed out because of her birth and just everything, that my milk supply was really affected. And having a 13-month-old baby too, on top of everything, like, it was just so hard. And then your relationship kind of gets strained. And I feel now, my daughter, she's 3, I finally felt like this year I started to just kind of like feel better, like in my own body. Everything else was kind of blossoming again. Like, my fiance and I were going on more date nights. I felt better in my body, and like my pelvic floor feels like better. So to think of like having another newborn with the lack of sleep and just the strain on everything else in your life, it's a lot. But then I look at my kids and I'm like, I love them so much. Like, what would my 3rd baby look like? How would my other kids interact with them? Like, would it be a boy or a girl? Your mom brain keeps going. So I don't know. Definitely not right now. Absolutely not right now. But maybe in like a year or 2. I've also been wearing this fitness tracker from TikTok Shop. Leave my stubby chode nails alone. Okay, I don't like long nails, and these look ugly, but whatever. This is like one of my favorite fitness purchases that I've got in a long time. It tracks your steps, your sleep, your menstrual cycle. I don't know how good the calories are with this, if it's like pretty accurate, but I really just use it to track my steps, and I like to see like my sleep as well, because my kids still wake up during the night. I'm up like 3 or 4 times a night, but this was so inexpensive. I think they're like under $40 on TikTok Shop. I think this one is like $30. So yeah. All right, let's go work out. Hi babes, so starting out, we are doing our dynamic stretching for the warm-up, and as always, the full workout will be in the description below if you guys were interested. And you know we never skip our warm-ups. This is super important for opening up your hips for any type of lower body movement. You want to get full range of motion. These hip openers are so good. I do 10 on each side. Next, we want to stretch out those hamstrings. I like to do like 5 bounces, and then I go up, and then I just repeat a bunch of times, and then I go into a sumo squat and go back and forth, and then up and down. And then these side lunges are some of my favorites for stretching out the glutes, the hamstrings, and the hips. Okay, it just started pouring rain too. Oh my god. Anyway, these are the warm-up sets. So I do 8 reps with this weight. And then I'm doing another warm-up set for 5 reps. I'm just going a little bit up in weight before my working sets. And then here are my working sets. So I'm going to do 3 sets of 8, and I'm not going to go up in this weight just because I feel like this is the perfect weight where I won't break form. Next, I moved on to barbell back squats. This is also a warm-up set. I did 2 warm-up sets of 8. And then I moved on to my working sets. I did 3 sets of 8 for these. And then I also like to just do like a little back stretch after deadlifts and squats. It just feels so good on your spine and your lower back. Next was hip thrust. We only did 2 sets of 30. That was all that was called for in the program, and this had my glutes firing up, especially after those squats. Moving on to lying hamstring curls. I actually hate these. I rarely do them. I rarely ever just isolate my hamstrings, but this was good, and I was definitely sore the next day. It was 3 sets of 15. And then I finished with the hip abduction machine. I did 3 sets until failure with moderate weight. And then I also did sprints. It was 30 seconds on, full out, and then 30 seconds full rest. Just got done at the gym. I'm gonna eat my little beef jerky stick. These are 5 grams of protein per stick, and then I have my protein shake here. I also did sprints today. I have not done sprints in probably like years, but I listened to an amazing podcast episode. It was SHETTY's show. He had an amazing doctor on. I can link it in the description if you guys want to listen to it. I listened to it in the shower and like going on walks. It was just amazing. She talked about your VO2 health and building strong bones, because when you're older and you take a fall, you know, you don't want people, you know, if you're 60 years old and you have weak bones and weak cardiovascular system, then you're gonna have a lot of trouble as you get older. And who wants to put that burden on family members, right? Like, you want to live a long, healthy life to where you also don't need assistance like going to the bathroom and things like that. So definitely important to take care of our health now so that we're not paying for it later, of course. So it was a really good episode. It was long, but you know, listen while you're running errands or cleaning your house or something. But she talked about a lot of your VO2 max. So going an all-out sprint, she said you only need to do it 4 times. I couldn't remember if she said a minute long or 30 seconds long, and then full recovery doing nothing to bring up your heart rate, let your heart rate come down. So I did 30 seconds of all out sprint. So I did a 10 speed for 30 seconds. That was fast for me. So I did 30 seconds at 10 speed, and then I hopped off and I stood on the side of the treadmill. So I let my heart rate come completely down, and then I repeated that 4 times. So I was sweaty, I was out of breath, and then I did like a long walk on the treadmill. So that's what I did after my leg day. And I know a lot of us have like knee injuries and things like that. So if you can't sprint, you can do it on a Stairmaster, you can do it on an elliptical, you can do it on a row, you can do it on a bike, just something that's going to get your heart rate up to its max essentially, and then bringing it back down. So yeah, that's what I did. It was a good leg day. I just realized I didn't have an outro for my video, but if you guys were interested in any of the training programs, they'll be linked below. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.